any chance that some of the phrases we're using were authentic satanic verses?
We got them from the public library, not a book bound in human flesh.
Table to table. Next time I'm in charge.
Do you want any of this?
Yeah, it's been like that in every junket.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm going to try to Baltimore.
Are you from Baltimore, Holly?
I'm from Maryland.
Where are you from in Maryland?
Frederick, and I went to Towson.
You went to Towson?
I didn't think I'd be so close to you.
Wait, to you?
Some of our kids are flirting this.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry. I thought it was this.
Short sentences. I mean, feel free.
Squirt on my hand, your recording device.
So bold.
I'm so sorry. We were actually going to do that where we're going to move you guys instead because they sat down.
Full circle. Last day.
Hey now.
How you doing?
How you doing? Puerto Rico. I speak Italian, which is sad. But I can understand Spanish, turns out. But I can't reply. Oh, check out your ring. That's badass. Is it a
Me and
wolf?
my brothers, yes, wolves with a 3 by the Puerto Rican lichens. And we are.
A lichen is a werewolf.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Can't you tell?
don't know anything about horror or scary things.
Well, you did a great job.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have to know anything. I just had to be scared.
Excellent. All right.
Sick. Thanks.
Hi.
Here you go.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Anna. Hi.
Hey. Hi. We're back.
Excellent.
Well, I'll start. I think it's funny that Julie said.
Those?
No,
Sorry.
doors. Yeah, they're so loud.
You don't like that?
No, I love them.
They're having a moment.
We are. I don't want to interrupt a
I
moment.
can't get them. Sorry. He has the shoes I've been trying to buy.
Oh.
They're just, the Nike greens with the little and they're always sold out.
They have the teal, like.
I know, they are fine.
Little
and they match your
secret,
hat.
these are women.
Yes, and guess what?
I just got the biggest size because I love them so much.
Guess
They're
what?
really
Little
good.
secret. It's the way they make them. They don't care. Sorry.
Oh. Well, I think it was surprising to you know about horror because it seems like following Hubie, Halloween, and Totally Killer that you've become a modern day scream queen. And now you're in this.
Okay.
And I was wondering how the transition from your iconic comedic roles to the horror genre, like how that's been for you, and if we should expect more 80s themed horror from you in the future.
I never realized that there was like a trajectory going on until I started doing press for this. People were like, well, you did this and you did this. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really think of it that way. I thought Totally Killer was to be totally comedy. But I mean, it was much more comedy, and it was like more of a spoof. But I knew I got a fight scene. I got to die like right away, which I thought was dope. Like that was cool. Like Scream.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought that would be really fun. Hubie Halloween was straight comedy. I mean, it wasn't horror.
It's Halloween.
Okay, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't like Halloween. There, I said it.
Oh, she gets scared so easily.
I scare too easily. I don't want bones and blood. I don't like it.
I love it.
But I do like getting to do different roles and characters and something dark. If you got to start at the darkest of the dark, I'll start there.
So Linda clearly adores her family and they adore her. They do anything to save her. Tracy obviously has a strained relationship with her daughter.
Slightly.
No husband in sight. We're not sure what happened.
Right.
But is that ultimately why Linda was saved?
Great question.
Because her family was there supporting her.
Great
Whoa,
question.
that is a really layered question.
I love that question. Maybe.
Gosh, having never thought about it before, I'm
Yeah,
going to
me
shoot from the
neither.
hip and say, yeah, I think that there is something about the love of a family that maybe there's a message in there that Matthew was trying to get across.
I mean, great.
It never occurred to me, but I also am not convinced that she is saved.
That's obviously a question.
I'm not 100% convinced. I think that it's hopefully a series, and hopefully there's a season 2. And I don't know whether her being all saved up would be as good as
Obviously.
not as much of a story generator.
But is Tracy the true cult leader?
I'm
As
gonna
opposed to the
say definitely.
Without
a doubt. I mean, you can see in the end, right,
Yeah.
that she thinks she's going to jail and she's going to go, but everybody is now rallied around her because apparently her exorcism did actually work, or they think that she's the one that did it. So there's nothing scarier than a false prophet, right? And they say that in the show. And I think it's terrifying to see all of these followers blindly following her, and she's very excited by the power of it too. So,
Obviously.
yes.
All right, so the resident theme of this show is that every generation of parents feels a hysteria in the world their children are growing up in. Is there something you guys did growing up that worried your parents, or like a single story that inspired your roles in the show?
I listened to a lot of rave music. I was like into raving when I was.
Did you like
in
wear like
I wore
elephant
like
pants and
I wore
stuff?
a
Did
puffy
you have a
pants.
pu-
I went to
puff-
Hot Topic. I had like all of the blow things
things
and
that
the
you would-
visors.
okay, no, oh.
And I would get home from college, and my parents were listening to like, you know, Bob Dylan and like folk music, and I would go up there and my dad would be like, I'm from the South, and I'd hear this, hey, Anna, what is it, a club upstairs? You think you're at the club right now? And I was like sitting out there, I mean, they probably know this already, but I was like smoking out the window, and I would put the fan, I would crack the window, put the little mini fan, and smoke right
They
out.
probably smoked.
My dad smoked for
My
a while.
parents
mom
smoked
did.
so much. I could have
Honestly,
been.
you have-
I could have lit myself on fire.
What a
and it
great
would have
trick,
smelled.
though. The first person who taught me that trick, I was like, no freaking way. I'm going to smoke all the time.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
You two, without being said, is clearly fashion queens. I want to know how excited you were for the wardrobe, makeup, and design and all that going into the 80s.
I was a little scared, a little bit, because my character is not quote unquote cool or a rock and roller.
Definitely dresses little sister wifey.
She's a little sister wifey.
Yeah.
She's a little like Tipper Gore, you know, back in the day. But when I saw the wig, that's when I went, oh my God. And it was so exciting though, because it completely transformed how I sat, how I walked. Like what happened, it was just, Katie Ballard is an amazing hair designer. I have to give her a shout out.
Yeah.
And she really like helped my performance come to life at the end of the day.
I saw those shoulder pads and I was like, that gave me flashbacks. I was like, oh no. My mother is really tiny. She's 5'2", and she still has a bathrobe with shoulder pads.
Oh my God!
Because it gives her a little authority
I
when
want
she's
that.
making coffee in the morning. I'm like, Mom, that's bananas. I definitely had some of those clothes, like the prairie skirt, the Ralph Lauren cardigan.
Oh, the
with
Ralph Lauren cardigan, yes.
It was, and I am much more of a, I like menswear much more. I kind of a menswear body. I like have narrow hips, so all that stuff that goes in at the waist and is vintage makes me cringe. But it was super fun to get to do for the role, and the hair and makeup was crazy fun.
Yeah,
Like you look in the mirror and you're like, okay, so it's not me.
Yeah,
That's not me.
unrecognizable, you know? It's great.
All right,
Fantastic.
They want to give us the scissors, so we gotta do this real quick right now. So, do you think this series offers something new or unexpected in the horror genre that maybe fans have not seen before?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that it focuses a lot on family and what it means to have the love of family, like what you brought up, and the relationships between parents and their children. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like the series is about parents and their children and each generation rebelling against the previous generation. And I don't know if I've seen a horror series or even a horror film really take that on. Hereditary had a little bit of like ancestor, trauma and how to break generational trauma, but I feel like this show really specifically hits it in a way that I've never seen before.
And I would say just very quickly that I can't watch scary things, so I won't try and compare to other horror things because I freak out. I saw one movie once at a club, Nightmare on Elm Street, no volume, slept with the lights on for a month. There was no volume. It was just being projected on the wall of like a dance hall. Anyway, so I can't really put it in that framework, but I can say that there's a direct through line between this fictional world in the 80s and now, and how people are living in their own bubbles, whether you are red, blue, or purple, that you get your facts from where you want to, and it's so beautifully encapsulated because in the 80s everybody was only getting their news. It was either word of mouth, the 6 o'clock news, the newspaper, full stop. So everybody was in a news bubble together. And what happens when everybody is getting essentially fake news at
Right.
the same time, and you could look at it and you can blow that up over time and go, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
We need to expose ourselves to other people's
Yes.
points of view.
I got this last question for you.
Yes, of course.
I love you, Anna, but I got one question
Oh
for
my
you.
God, no worries.
I want to talk about the physicality in that role where you were like almost possessed or you're getting thrown around the living room. Was that really you or was that a stunt? And how much of that was you?
There were two things that weren't me. One, when going up the stairs where her head is slamming against the stairs, they did a face replace of me. And the other, and I don't know if it's still in, when she crashes through the coffee table.
That's there. It's
That
there.
was not
It's
me.
there.
So those two were not me. Everything else, that was me. And I got to fly around on wires, and I got to do all kinds of stuff. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I loved that.
That's awesome. I love that part. It's one of the standout moments in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till the finale.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. So you guys do this for days on end?
Yeah, we have. I got a full
Yeah,
weekend.
of course.
So I was on Zooms and doing this.
Are you guys, how do you do it? You must be like,
Great question.
you're
Think
so
about
tired.
it later. You just worry about it later.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
We call it con crud.
You have long days too.
Recovery.
Oh yeah, and I think about it later, or I think about someone like, I'm like, what does she feel like? And then I'm like, okay, that's helping.
Really?
Like that you.
That would just make me more tired.
No, because I'm like, okay, we're all doing this, right? We're all walking around. Your shoes are more comfortable.
They are. That helps.
Speaking of shoes,
Thank you
Foot
so
Locker.
much.
Foot Locker. That's why I got these. Foot Locker.
Okay, you know what I forgot to say? They're always sold out on sale.
Oh yeah. I like that.
Sister does not pay full price. I Poshmark. I will bargain shop. I got 3 kids in private school.
Me and Miss Bowen, or Miss Benz rather.
Funny. She's so sweet.
Right? It was awesome. Right?
Peacock.